Pompey Sound Update. The latest from Fratton Park. On the hour, every hour. Fueled by Piglet's Pantry. Why not treat your mum this Mother's Day with a fabulous afternoon tea delivered straight to her door? Click pigletspantry.co.uk to order.
And use the code Pompey Sound when you order and you'll get a 15% discount. We asked one of the big AI tools, Grok, owned by Elon Musk, or at least it was, so it is a big one, to predict the outcome of Pompey versus Blackburn, and this is what it came up with.
Prediction rationale. Given the data, the prediction of a 1-1 draw balances several factors. Portsmouth's home advantage is significant, with a higher goal-scoring rate, 1.47 versus Blackburn's 0.84 away, and a better defensive record at home, 0.95 goals conceded versus Blackburn's 1.21 away. However, their recent form, 1 win in 7, suggests they may struggle to capitalise fully, while Blackburn's poor away form, 1 win in 7, indicates difficulty in securing a win on the road. The historical head-to-head at Portsmouth shows mixed results, often low scoring, supporting the likelihood of a 1-1 outcome. The average total goals in recent home matches for Portsmouth, 2.6, and away matches for Blackburn, 2.0, suggest a game with 2 to 3 goals, fitting a 1-1 or 2-1 scoreline. Given both teams' defensive vulnerabilities and defensive limitations recently, a draw seems plausible, especially considering the motivation for both Portsmouth to climb the table and Blackburn to maintain playoff hopes, though their away struggles may hinder them. Unexpected detail. Home ground impact. Portsmouth's home strength could surprise Blackburn, who have struggled away, potentially leading to a tighter game than their league positions suggest.
You know, you still get some sports news agencies falling back on the old tried and trusted supercomputer predicts. And you kind of get this image of down in the basement, they've got this thing the size of a removal truck, which is able to predict the outcome of the final table of the season. Well, everybody now has access to a supercomputer. If you get yourself an AI tool, and there's still plenty that you can have a 7-day free trial on, that's what we're doing at the moment with one called Grok, and you can see the thing in action and you can see how thorough it is, but nevertheless it always says, when it said Blackburn 1, Pompey 1, or Pompey 2, Blackburn 1, it also said football's a funny old game, so don't put any money on it just because we say so. Which I think suggests that it is heading towards a GI, which is artificial generative intelligence, where it actually can reflect on itself and understand how it is coming across to the human beings that it is serving. Now, that's a greater form of intelligence than an awful lot of people I know.
YENGI's Australia this morning beat Indonesia 5-1 in their Group C World Cup qualifier in Sydney. After a grueling journey to the other side of the world, the Pompey strikers started and finished the game on the bench. The result moves Australia a big step forward as they bid for a place in the World Cup finals. Lying second in their group, which if they hold on to will deliver them an automatic place going forward, they now have a 3-point cushion over their nearest rivals, having played 7 of the 10 qualifying games. Next up, they go to China on Tuesday the 25th of March. After the game, the Socceroos coaching staff and the Australian press were unanimous that the scoreline flattered Australia, who were second best between the penalty areas but ruthlessly efficient when defending and attacking them. Head coach Tony Popovich lamented a poor performance by the Australian defence, which was missing Pompey's Hayward Matthews. His side survived an early penalty by Indonesia, which was missed, and looked shaky for large parts of the first half. But the goals kept coming for them, and the growing scoreline eased their jitters and fed their confidence. A win against China will almost guarantee that Australia go through, leaving Pompey fans to wonder whether they hope YENGI gets a run out against China or stays on the bench throughout again, and will at least come home safe and sound.
I think that last comment sums it up, really. We just want him back safe and sound. Some people have said it might sharpen him up to get a game out there on the other side of the world. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But above all, please come back intact, ready to go into training and get ready for Blackburn, if selected.
As the 2024-25 season goes into its most meaningful phase, attention is being focused on aspects of each championship team that we can be certain of, because the perceptions are rock-hard facts. Probably the most standout concrete statistic regarding Pompey is the enormous disparity between their success at home and their failure away. The comparison, which is unquestionable, is also highly significant in their record in the championship so far. It's leading to speculation that Pompey might consider developing two teams, with numerous players overlapping and playing in both teams, but other players being home specialists, and yet others being away specialists. One particularly attractive aspect of this groundbreaking approach is that it would necessarily incorporate an element of the rotation philosophy that modern managers, such as those in charge of Pompey, recognize as important in order to conserve energy levels. The proposal runs as follows: without putting too fine a point on it, an away team needs to be particularly robust and athletic, if possible muscular, and well practiced in what some call the dark arts, such as slowing the game down, running down the clock and disrupting play rather than creating imaginative football. In contrast, the home side, while remaining highly energetic, has a subtly greater emphasis on skill, speed and creativity. While it's unfair to single out individuals, many would see it as reasonable to argue that Idila Chiche and Cade Gordon might not sparkle on a wet and windy afternoon up north, but they can blaze a trail at Fratton Park on any day of the week. Rob Atkinson and a fit Conor Shaughnessy will stand their ground however hostile the environment, whereas the elegance of Regan Paul may be better suited to life on the lush green of Fratton Park. It's a radical idea, but it's there for the taking. Let us know your thoughts.
Sounds a bit futuristic, doesn't it? But I honestly believe that we're doing this already at Pompey to a degree. It doesn't form all of our thinking when we pick a team for home or away games, but it's part of the whole range of considerations. It's one of the whole range of considerations that we have to take into account. And when John sits down with the rest of his coaching staff, they're looking at where we are in the league, what our last few results have been like, what the other team are like, how they're likely to set up, what their recent results have been like, what's the character of their manager, what are their danger players, where are they vulnerable, how are we performing in training, is there somebody who is starting to look better and better in training, something that we'll never know about because the training sessions are kind of private. All of those things are part of their thinking. It would be too radical to simply pick a team based on one simple fact, whether the game is home or away. But it's in there. I even think they think about the weather. And if it were to be a really raw and rugged night, with the rain sweeping in and freezing cold, there are certain types of player. I'm going to name, for example, Conor Ogilvie, who wouldn't let you down under any circumstances, home or away, with the sun on his back or the rain in his face. There are other players who are definitely better suited to sweet conditions because they play a sweeter game. If you're Josh Murphy, what helps you be the 9th fastest footballer in the world, as we were hearing when we talked to Steve Bone on Pompey Sound, fascinating piece of information that is, and what effect do the pitches, which have been heavier this winter than for a long time, what effect does that have on the way the game is played? So whether we're home or whether we're away, and we know we have a huge home advantage, and we know that we're struggling away, all right, how much of a factor that is in the whole melting pot of the things they've got to think about, that's something that only John Messino knows. In his interviews, he does not overcomplicate things, but I honestly believe that behind the scenes, he does not oversimplify either.